Alright. Stream title changed. I think everything's good. Let's get started today. We're going live a little bit early. I mentioned in my social media posts. I'll mention it here too. Going to be trying to go live a little bit earlier than I usually do for the foreseeable future. Maybe like 30 minutes. Right now it's 8:40, so it's like 20 minutes earlier than when I usually want to start streaming. But just my life schedule, especially with the new puppy and stuff. Been having to wake up earlier, so we'd like to get a little more sleep, So we're going to be trying to start a little bit earlier and try kind of figure out where a good point is for me to start streaming. But for those of you that do try to watch me live, that is something that I'm going to be trying to figure out as I continue streaming. But anyway, we're playing some more Death and Taxes, as usual. But I also realized, in addition to the paper tournament that I'm probably prepping for this weekend, there's also the format challenges, the legacy, or not challenge, the format playoffs. The playoff event is the weekend after this coming one, so it's in 2 weeks. So I probably also need to be prepping for that. So probably good that I'm continuing to jam Legacy instead of doing silly stuff like playing Modern, or I think Goblins was a deck that I was interested in giving a whirl on a stream, but that'll probably have to be postponed until post-playoffs. Anyway, I think I want Pithing Needle instead of Damping Sphere, and call that a day. Damping Sphere is pretty narrow. It was obviously excellent yesterday when I played it against whatever it was, against the post deck, but it's incredibly narrow in terms of when it's powerful there. There aren't a lot of decks where the mana turning off side of Damping Sphere is powerful, right? It's exclusively the Cloud Post decks and Elves with Gaia's Cradle, which is not really a matchup you want to be teching for. Pithing Needle, I think it just covers a lot more bases. It's still good against the post decks. It's still good against Elves and shit. It's just less good against a lot of those decks. It is a miss against the Storm matchup, but I think the Storm matchup's okay. We usually have 3 dedicated Storm cards in the form of Chalice / Ethosworn / Damping Sphere though, and now we're moving down to 2 with a Needle, so I don't know quite how that feels, but we'll try it out for now. Attack. I'm waiting on Borderlands 3. I am also waiting on Borderlands 3. I thought about putting up that timer instead because it's a lot sooner. But I'm excited for Borderlands 3. I'm excited for a lot of the games that are coming out in the next, just 9-month span, even. There are a lot of dope games. Anyway, updating Cardboard Live here before we get started. Yeah, Borderlands 3, Final Fantasy VII, Death Stranding, Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Remake coming in the winter, Link's Awakening coming out in late September, I think, as well. Animal Crossing coming out in March. Luigi's Mansion 3 coming out in 2019 sometime. Anyway, Cardboard Live should be up and going. And making sure everything's good over here. When are these going to go away? You can't enter these. Why is it still here? I'm going to try to get good internet set up before it comes out. We'll start getting Borderlands 3. I'm probably PS4. Never been big into PC gaming. I don't even have actual PC. I stream from a laptop and stuff. At some point in my life, probably at some point soon in my life, I will be building a PC, but until then, I'm never been very big into PC gaming, and I don't own an Xbox One, so anyway, play points. I guess I might actually be owning an Xbox One when PSO2 comes out. That's another one on the list. PSO2 getting its North American release. But I think it's like only for it's like PC and Xbox One. I thought. Oh, they didn't mention anything about PS4 during E3. So if that's the case, I might need to get an Xbox One. I've got a laptop for gaming. Yeah, my laptop is not a gaming laptop. My laptop was like it's like a college laptop that can stream Moto because Moto isn't like exactly like graphically taxing. Oh, that sucks. I do need to build a PC. Been meaning to do that for a while. Honestly, it's much better. Ooh. Deal. Don't spell pierce me. What's up, man with a plan? Don't do it. Don't spell pierce me. No, that's fine. You can daze me. It's probably just Blue Red Delver then. Not a lot of other daze decks in the format that play Basic Island. Still nothing, huh? Oh, well. It's a pretty good draw. I think I'm still going to cast this Mom. Not 100% on this. I think I was supposed to. Walks into like another daze, but I don't know how much I care about that. I don't think goblins. It's not goblins. I actually briefly talked about streaming goblins in the future at the start of the stream, but there are events to prep for. Maybe I don't want to cast this Mom. Maybe I do. We're gonna do it. Oh man, they had a second daze. Oh. I don't know how much I care about that. So my plow's probably not getting dazed because I have the second land, but don't show me your post while I was away. Oh yeah, I was ready for it, but so this weekend I have a paper tournament, and the following weekend is the format playoffs. But I'm looking at streaming goblins after that sometime. What's supposed to name with this? Does this have a name anymore? They stopped playing Terramander again, right? Stifle the Flagstones trigger, the old 2-for-1, wasteland it and then stifle it. Is a notable downside to Flagstones. It technically can be stifled. I've seen Grim Lavamancer in the main sometimes. Let's name Grim. Name the Lava Man. I don't think I was supposed to cast that Mom on turn 2. What the hell is my opponent's hand? They played a second Flagstone, so I said, oh, okay, that's a lot more value then. What's up, Lingmeister? How's it going? Yeah, Goblin. I did hear that Goblin's beating Cyrus. Which one of these would I rather get third dazed? Probably, yeah, the Thali is actually pretty good because my opponent just hasn't actually like cast any spells. I might not even like cast the Stoneforge. What if we just like put in this Thalia and then just pass the turn and just leave my file on 2 for next turn? Sweet, we did it. Yeah, I recognize the name. So if they run that Stifle play, you get to mock them for playing Stifle. Bizarre when Lackey, Thorn, Grafdigger's Cage, then turn 4 kill. Yeah, easy mode, right? Alright, so I guess we board for Blue Red Delver. I don't think there are a ton of other just basic island Days decks. I wonder what the keep was, though. Just like Island Days, and no castables. Seems kind of odd. But I think that's what I'm supposed to board for. Pretty easy board in and out here. Why is 4 Evoker standard now? I don't think 4 Evoker's standard. I think 3 is probably the standard, but I've been like really impressed with 4. Just like, there's a lot of matchups where it does a lot of work. But the 4th one is easily the most cuttable card. I've been thinking about like adding a different flex slot in for the 4th Evoker. I just like haven't figured out something that I'm really interested in. Yeah, Rogue's horrible against Blue Red Delver, but your deck's very good against Blue Red Delver, even if they have Arcanist, so you can generally afford it. My friend on Goblins beat Belcher 2-0, and they went off. These seems to be... Oh god, so many questions. What happened? Are all these people in my chat? I guess I'll spend some sideboard time. Alright, one at a time. I guess I can answer Lingmeister and Glacky's comments, success questions at the same time. I think the Daryl Ayers list that like got top 4 in the challenge, I think that was more of a meta call than like an overcorrection necessarily. I think, and also like Phil's list, I think those were targeted at like very specific metas with Arcanist, and like you get rewarded for like D&T is good against Blue or Delver with or without Arcanist. I mean, it definitely makes the matchup a little bit worse, I think. It's a very good card against Death and Taxes, but I think your matchup's still great. But I think they were just targeted. They were exploiting the fact that like there are a lot of people like jamming the card, and just like make your good matchups even better, and you just like get to like crush people all the time. Anyway, I should probably submit this. Last time I got burned if I submitted it. Any idea what it does to you when you stream it earlier? What gives you the right to just change the time without seeking public comment and holding it a hearing? Sorry, Patrick. I'll run it by next time. No, I won't. Arcanist is very strong against D&T. Yeah, it's great. You just like get a bunch more bolts. Like if the opponent has an Arcanist in play and wait, what? Huh, this is not the matchup I boarded for. This Path to Exile doesn't look very good. This Chalice of the Void might be okay. I guess we'll find out. Guess we're playing against blue-white land tax? My opponent keeps keeping one-landers. Can I, like, should I just, like, not play a land? I'm mildly tempted to just not play my land. I guess I'd have to move to discard if I did, though. Land tax on the line. I guess I should probably just cast my Chalice, right? They get to draw so many cards, though, if we play a land. But if we don't play a land, then we just move to discard, so life's not really great that way either. What's up, Cat Mix? We're playing in some serious nonsense over here. It's probably just Plains Chalice them and see how that goes. You can get your lands, opponent. You can have them. Chalice on 0 to counter all the lands they draw. But not port over Plains. I wasn't actually sure which one I'm supposed to play there. I was thinking, trying to think of the future. I was like, does this deck play like back to basics in it? I have no idea. Like I might need to be like tapping this Plains multiple times in like, these coming turns. Huh. That's a combo. I suppose. Opponent is on some 2003 shit. Is it Port Vial or is it Stoneforge Vial? I think it's Stoneforge Vial. I don't think I want to port my opponent that's drawing, like, Ancestral Recalling lands every turn. If only all your lands were Crystal Vein. Yeah, if only we had Rain of Filth. I think I want Sword? Sword seems okay, right? Oh, right. There's Chalice of the Void. Whoops. Oh, well. I didn't need that. Obviously playing for Threshold. Makes my choice of Aether Vial plus Rashawn Port much better. The fact that I didn't do that. Yes, the BM Vial. I don't need this. Is Lantax the legacy equivalent of Wildling Cattle? I have no. Alright, that's a card. Oh no! Oh no, what have we done? we can't path the Mentor! This is the worst chalice I've ever played in my life. What am I doing here? I can cast Avenger and port them, and it doesn't get my sword into play. But I don't necessarily need the sword in play. I think I'd rather have the Avenger to, like, fly over monk tokens, right? Kind of flicker with my own chalice like a Path the Mentor. I could also just not play a land. Although, I guess they get to, like, draw 9,000 cards and activate the Scroll Rack, right? Yeah. I think I want Avenger plus port the white. Ouch, Force of Will, huh? That stings. Sure. Fucking Scroll Rack. Why am I even looking at my opponent drawing all their basic lands? Fuck that. I don't want to see this. I don't know. My opponent's on some. That's for sure. I don't know what it is, but they are on something. Hopefully we can figure out if Chalice actually, like, has text. And try to reassess how to sideboard. Probably involving Cataclysm. I've seen this list before. Alright, so they chump block with the token here. If I equip an attack. Could equip a non-attack? I think I'd rather clear tokens, though. My opponent's only drawing 800 cards every turn. They'll run out of gas for this Mentor, right? So, board out all our removal spells. Probably not worth... Actually, this Flagstones is just terrible right now. My opponent has a Recipe in play. Oh, we're just getting helmed. Okay, we're dead. My opponent has a Recipe in play. If this Flagstones dies, I just don't even get a Plains. It's just a wastelandable Plains. Alright, let's board all our Revokers back in. I want these, and this, and probably this Recruiter, and all of these. Does this do anything? I don't even know. Probably don't want, like, any of these. Do I want Chalice? Let me see if I can find this list online. I've seen it before. It, like, top something an SCG semi-recently, I think. This definitely doesn't look like it. This also doesn't look like it. All these lists are from like 2013. I sure just can't find a list that's from like the past year. I was in game 1, Island Days Force decks are nothing, are just insane bullshit. Very well, it might be true. Alright, let me see if I can find this deck list. I think this might actually be it. I can decide where I only have 50 seconds. Load list. Oh, fuck, this is neither. Alright, fuck it. Maybe board out like 5 cards. Jite probably sucks. Do I even need moms? How many removal spells? I also don't know how many chalices I want, if any. I think this is the chalice matchup. Go with that. It's a good matchup for triple Cataclysm and triple Council's Judgment, that's for sure. His hand is very medium. If they don't have land tax, though, this deck does have, like, Fitz against Thalia. They have, like, very little lands. Pretty sure it's, like, 9,000 basics, like, 1 Tundra, and, like, 4 Flooded Strands. No plow. Nope. Wait till my turn. Let me play land first. Rude. Oh, that's useful. Not right now, but it's useful. Speed at which you kept such a medium hand is quite concerning. I thought it was, like, fine. It was acceptable. Wasn't excited about it, but I think it's better than a 6. Go with Revoker naming Scroll-Rack. All these cards suck if any of these are in their deck. All these cards seem very bad. I guess we'll name Scroll-Rack. Could just name Helm, but it seems weak right now, especially since we already have like ways to beat it. Scroll-Rack's like not a good card though, unless they have land tax. So it also feels like a bad name. No, that's fine. Oh wow, they don't have a land drop. That's very good for me. Means I'm gonna port them into next week, hopefully. D&T Legacy, better with London Mulligan. Every deck gets better with the London Mulligan, right? This one we'll name Helm. What is this? Disenchant my Revoker on Helm, huh? Well, we can Flicker Wisp my Revoker over to Helm. Or just cast this Batter Skull. Kind of, well, then I don't get to port them. Forcible pitching force, sure. Does it improve in the expected meta? I'm not in the game for theorizing the nonsense of the London Mulligan. I don't think the London Mulligan is like format warping. Alright, well, I guess we're just going to attack them to death with the Revoker and port them out of the game now. That doesn't seem very good right now. Definitely a good card to have in my pocket, but... We had the London Mulligan online before you played. I didn't actually play that much. My schedule actually got really busy during that time period, but from what I heard, a lot of people immediately went into stress test it, like, oh, let's play like the busted combo decks and see how good they are, but then the format really settled down afterwards. I think the biggest concern people have is that like some of the Grizzlebrand decks get better, because the Grizzlebrand decks are like A plus B, and those are the decks that obviously like gain the most. But Legacy is a format that can really deal with bullshit. Alright, 10-turn clock, Mom, let's go. I should probably not be playing more lands, right? Because I probably just want to like cast Cataclysm once they hit a third land. We're just going to go Mom Beatdowns. Brainstorm, huh? Man, I hope they just miss. Normally playing the land means if I like found another land, I could cast Batter Skull and still have a port up. I don't know if that's worth it though, because I think I'm more in the market for casting this Cataclysm. Oh shit, I forgot to. So that's why there's a draw step stop. Almost forgot to port that Plains. Oh, they didn't miss. Oh shit. That's good. Alright, well, let's Cataclysm, I think. Just double Stone Rain them, quad Stone Rain me, then we just replay lands. If they force a will, then we just play land and still port the blue. Beatdown time, Mom. Get him. It's possible that maybe I should have waited one more turn. If their Brainstorm found them like multiple lands, I might feel like an idiot after doing that. No, or not. Might have pulled the trigger on that too early. God, can I afford to cast this Stoneforge Mystic? This Mom is not a fast clock. They get out of under port for 1 turn. I think we're just gonna try to hit a 4th land drop. Oh, there were land. That's not a land. I don't think they were brainstorm locked anymore. Maybe I was wrong. But even then, they could like cast like a ponder or something. If they have a ponder in their deck, which they might not. I don't fucking know what's in this list. Rip a land, please. Preferably a white source would be nice. Just slam this Avenger. Yeah, I'll take it. Means I have lethal next turn with sort of Fire and Ice. Interesting. Well, I will pay because I can't port their land, so. Be impressed if they can do anything here with their island before dying. Oh, they do have ponders. Cool. Now they're dead. Activate Stoneforge, equip just mob, punch for 5, lethal. What a match! What a match. Hey, we did it. Not as weird as yesterday's, like, red-green Karn pile. That deck was, something. I think I might actually have Rip Helm on here somewhere. Maybe not. I'll just record it. Zone section. All right. Yeah, I think I pulled the trigger on the Cataclysm like 1 turn too early. Not sure though. Probably would have left them just with like a plains, right? Because I think they had island plains. So they probably weren't going to be able to cast anything relevant anyway. Because the thing they cast with Blame Mana is like, it's like more Swords to Plowshares. And it's possible if their Brainstorm found them another land that they would have played that too. Or yeah, they would have played out their other land, and then we like get triple Stone Rain against the 18 land deck that wants to cast like 4 drops. Man, I still have no idea what I wanted to sideboard against that deck. I'd love to play first. Yeesh, this hand is a little ugly. Double Crocus and Equipment is definitely bad. But like, Vile Port Thalia is a really good curve. Maybe this hand's a mulligan. Oh, interesting. Force Pitch Ponder. Only with the Caracas, in case they're like a wasteland deck and they want to wasteland me, we really want them to hit this Caracas. What deck is this? Like Grixis Control? Their deck is like Scalding Tarn, Bloodstained Mire. Blue Red Delver occasionally played like a red fetch, but I don't think Blue Red Delver goes land go ever. I want to live up this Caracas. I guess I can't port them, so we can just cast the Mother of Runes. I was gonna say, like, I was torn between momming and porting, but we can't port if they just go fetch, so. What do they got? Yeah, you need another thing if you want to, like, cast a Ponder opponent. Alright, yeah, they're just Grixis Control. Cool. We have Sword of Fire and Ice. It's pretty strong. There's no point in not porting this, right? They could, like, have a Force Oil, and they can't cast a removal spell. It's a nice draw. It means this. I don't have to, like, Lotus Petal out this Caracas if I want to do something. Mom's online now. I'll get this sword in play, but I really think porting them feels like a good option this turn. So I think the play is Revoker plus port. Revoker name Jace? Revoker name Lily? Jace is the better overall name. Could name like Narset. Jace, Narset, Lily are all on like lists nowadays, right? So Jace is something that's like not coming down for a couple turns. So I don't love the Jace name. Lily's usually like a one-of though. Narset, I have no idea the numbers in Grixis. Fuck am I naming with this card? Might be Narset. They can't cast a. I mean, they can't cast like a Narset for a while, but they also like they can't cast a Jace for even longer. So I don't know if that name's correct. I'm also gonna use Port now. Turns them off of like K command, and we have the Mom up to protect the Thalia. I don't think we push by his like main deck, like Marsh Casualties or something. Let's me cast this sword. Turns me off of port. And I'm concerned of casting this sword into like a Kolaghan's command, so I probably just won't. I don't think there's any reason to attack the Revoker into the Strix right now. We have the option of play and equip next turn if we want to use the Caracas and like totally tap out. It depends on what my opponent does, I think. But I think porting is still more valuable than the sword. Certainly less valuable now that they have access to like a lot of spells with speed there, but nothing. I'm just gonna keep hitting land drops. Wish this was a post-board game. I could like Cataclysm them. Another Revoker. This one might name Jace. They have a lot of lands now. I'm supposed to be tagging with this Revoker. Mind Sculptor. Need casting a spell to make me use the Mom, untapping and casting another spell, maybe? K command. This feels like a command. Just killing one on Narset, interesting. Yeah, we'll save the Mom. Mom's definitely more important here. Goodbye, Revoker. I knew thee well. Worst thing for me here is like probably Liliana. So. It seemed like a great use of that Coldbound's command. Because it was a 1-for-1 for like 4 mana, but my Revoker didn't do anything, it just sat on the board the whole time. Opponent has been very good at hitting their land drops and not doing a lot else. But they're just like flooding out like crazy, and I'm just not taking advantage of that fact at all. Because I guess the only way I could have been taking advantage by using Sword, and if I used Sword, they would have just shattered it. They just like haven't cast a cantrip and have just made like 7 consecutive land drops. They are in range of lethal with Sword of Fire and Ice, but more Revokers. Gonna keep attacking them with the Stallion until it stops working. I think I want to name Liliana now. If they want to pay 4 mana for a Narset, I think I just win the game. I want to name Liliana the Last Hope. These Rogers have done actual nothing. They've just sat on the board the whole fucking game. Save the Mom. What you got, opponent? They just had nothing? What? They just like didn't have anything the whole time? Oh wow, they straight up didn't have anything. Wow, awkward. They flooded out real bad. We were doing the slow and steady route, and they just had literal nothing. Huh. Well, I mean, I'll take it. Alright, sideboard time. Is Grixis a Pithing Needle matchup? I feel like it's not. I feel like Pithing Needle is a lot better against, like, Miracles. Where they actually, like, don't have that much other, like, they don't actually have that many action spells, and you can actually, like, turn off, Jace and have it be relevant for a long time. But this matchup, I don't know. They have a bunch of Kolaghan's commands. Maybe it's good enough. What does the sideboard map look like? Bring in these. Cut all my plows and like trim Revokers. I think I like Needle more than I like Revoker. Maybe not. Not actually sure about that. It's definitely harder to kill. They only have like the K commands and stuff to shatter it. Revoker is usually like a liability. Like that game, my Revokers had stone nothing. They just got bricked by a Baleful Strix. There's a chance I could have like been attacking with one and like just pushed, like eventually force my opponent to block with the Strix and trade with it, and then like the other to start get to start attacking. The thought process was I didn't want to actually give my opponent the ability to Kolaghan's come back the Strix for like more value, but I guess they could have done that and just chump block the Thalia, but that doesn't give them the value of killing my 2/1. I'm not actually sure which is better between Needle or Revoker. Revoker might be better just because it does have power and toughness. While being a liability and turning things off, it is the Pithing Needle's a liability when you're like in the super grindy top deck wars. Sand is very bad. Found all my opponent's lands from last game. That seems keepable. Not exciting. Looks a little better. So if we get hemmed here, I don't want to get forced. Pitching Narset. Okay, they do have Narset. Cool. So if we get hemmed. Looks like we're getting hemmed. Please take this Caracas and like the GTA or the Revoker. Guaranteed to hit like Thalia Port. Oh, not him. Baleful Strix. Hell yeah. This might actually be a better turn 2 play than Thalia into a bunch of removal. Being able to leave up Caracas, but it actually doesn't come down for a while. But I think I do like developing the file here over playing the Thalia. If we draw a third land too, we can just play the Thalia and protect it with Caracas. What's up, all the time? How's it going? I'm digging deep. Thoughtseize? Rip. Goodbye, Thalia. I knew thee well. I think I'd rather port this turn than cast GTA. I'm sure. I think so. I think porting the second black's more important than the first red. They have a K command and they just cast it here anyway, which looks like they're doing. Nope, Snapcaster range? I think, yeah, Snapcaster range. Sure. Did you not uptick Vial? No, we upticked Vial. We played it on turn 2. After our one on turn 1 got forced. Uptick Vial. Another Vial. Probably just pass the turn again. Port them. We have Avenger if we want. Or we have Revoker if they for some reason cast a Planeswalker into a Vial on 2 and had a known Revoker. I think we can just pass here. This time I might port the red here to at least turn them off of like bolting my Avenger if that's what it comes down to. I can't stop them from pushing my creature. I'm tempted to try to eat this snap with the Avenger, because it's my Avenger's probably gonna die anyway. It's probably not worth it. They have 3 cards. They only have 3 cards in hand. Let's go for it. Hey, I guess it paid off. Nice. Got a free block there. Kind of a weird time to fatal push that, but okay. Also, they just let their snap die for no reason? Okay. Maybe the Vial on 2 here. Third land is nice. I don't think I'm playing that second Vial, though. I think it's just some more him insurance, if anything. Probably won't come up. Like, playing on the second Vial is bad with, like, Cataclysm and bad against Himdatarok, both of which are, like, pretty real scenarios. We might take this turn to cast the G-Tag, just because we're, like, really not porting my opponent off of anything, except for red, which doesn't really matter, because all the red cards are instant speed. Let's put the G-Tag into play here. Hopefully my opponent just, like, taps out for a G. I guess port does, like, force them to, like, tap out for J, so they would have a removal spell or something, but... No attacks. Maybe I just don't put in this Revoker. It's not going to be able to attack very well. I guess I can attack okay. I can equip the GTA to it and just launch it into the Strix. Jace the Mind Sculptor. Okay, Command, Shatter Shock, or Shock Shatter. Maybe blow up the Vial over the GTA? Probably not. Oh, buy back the Snapcaster Mage, blow up my Vial. That's kind of rude. What's up, Tux Dev? So now they have the snaps, they can snap K command, which is also rude. Which probably means I just want to spend this turn getting my GTA online here. Means if they like snap K command, I can at least clear the assuming they don't have like a rule for this Revoker, then I can clear the Strix and the Snapcaster Mage. Clear the Strix with like the trade, and I can kill the Snapcaster Mage when they flash it in. Ooh, Liliana's Triumph, rude. Goodbye. Yeah, let's play the Vial. Looking for Cataclysm right now. Hyper-aggressive blue-green build, luckily. Because I chased all the blue decks my regular build is good against. Interesting. Alright, so we know they have Snapcaster in hand. It's the only thing we really know. Oh, we're getting discarded? Sure, please. You know my last card is Caracas. It's completely worthless. And the Shatter's fine for me because I think the card we're drawing towards is Cataclysm. Which means we only get to keep one artifact anyway. Take it up in a spite. Wasteland the bread source is probably okay. We are getting mauled here pretty bad, but we could find something. For like a Thalia, it's really good. Cataclysm's decent. Cataclysm would require us to rebuild though. We're staring down a clock. Oh, time to drop Jailer. Just immediately into the Narset. Just hate myself. Equipping's probably not worth it. I'd rather port. You can cast Brainstorm, but then they'd have to cast Brainstorm in their upkeep. Yeah. Makes them use it suboptimally at least. There's no real way to port them knowing that they have Brainstorm in hand in any like meaningful fashion. Oh, that's bad. Cataclysm time? Cataclysm, like, into land Thalia? Not quite it, Chief. gonna bolt me. Aggressive. Aggressive unless they have like Snapcaster Mage in their hand. Oh, okay. They have multiple bolts. That's fair. Multiple bolts in the one red source. It's less aggressive. Alright. An awkward Molda 6 there. Did not pay off. We definitely had a lot of like time. My opponent gave us a lot of like time to find something. We really just didn't. Like Recruiter, Cataclysms, or Jailer were probably like some of the best cards we could have found. We just like found none of them. We did confirm that they have Lily, Last Hope, Jace, and Narset in their deck. I think Needle's better than a Revoker. Planeswalkers are hard to beat. Needle's better at sticking around, and Needle doesn't get Fatal Pushed or Lightning Bolted. They have to dedicate half of a K command to it, at least. And we have a lot of reasonable artifacts for them to be shattering. I'd love to play first. So we needed some munitions experts. We needed like 3 of them. Huh. It's an interesting hand. I think it's keepable. Wasteland and Rashad Port's really powerful, and Tomb's really good if we like find like an equipment or something. Hopefully they have a non-basic hero. We can just like Wasteland plus Mom plus Violent Mom. Don't fetch a basic. Damn it. We can just port them. Which is also fine. Just like not do anything with the second Mom yet. We can cast it down the line or leave it with a Violent 1 for a turn depending on what our hand shapes up to be. I kind of want to port them more than I want this, honestly. I'll play it on turn 3 if I want. I think I'd rather just make them stumble. What they do with their Ponder? They did not shuffle. This Mom might be not long for this world. But it might force them to fetch a non-basic. Yep, and we can Wasteland it. I'm going to leave this Violent 1 because my next turn is just going to be Wasteland Port. And I want to put in this other Mom. Please no Fatal Push. Untapped. Stop! I don't need this many Aether Vials. I really don't. I didn't want the second one. I definitely don't want the third one. Just want to draw like actual Magic cards. Just never gonna play this third one unless like my second one of mine gets shattered. It's not great, man. I really wish I had a 2 to Violent here. I think we're taking these up to 3 and 1. We can cast most any 2-drop. Not super helpful right now, but I think I might wear the Swamp now so we don't get himmed. This Council of Judgment's actually like kind of important at dealing with random shit down the road. A Liliana or a Narset or something. Liliana's Triumph, sure. I really wish I had, like, a creature. Or, like, even a Cataclysm. Yeah, that's a card. Helps like 1/1 in Narset if they like cast it, we revoke it with it on the stack, and we can like judgment it or something. We'll see how these turns play out. Brainstorm. Am I supposed to put in this Revoker? I don't think so. I think I'm just going to sit on it. Being K commanded? Sure. That's almost good. Am I supposed to Judgment a Baleful Strix now? Just set up to Jailer the other Strix? It's so bad for me if I just, like, blow my Council Judgment on Baleful Strix and then get, like, Final Caesar hemmed. But right now this Final Caesar sucks because my opponent has 2 flyers. I'm kind of in for this plan. Unfortunately, we can't port them, but they also have 9,000 mana, so... I think this Jailer is, like, our best avenue to victory. He would love over the other Strix. Dang. Just hoping to God we don't get hemmed. But we kept them off of him mana all this game until this turn, so... Wouldn't be surprised if we're, like, definitely getting hemmed. It's another K command. Yeah, we're just gonna discard the Revoker. No point in putting it in. We want this Jailer, obviously. No! Fuck off! These stupid birds. We're so close to this being useful. Now all of our vials are gone too. What's the plan? We can't Jailer. Jailer's horrible. Because if we cast Jailer, we exile Baleful Strix. We get to draw an extra card, then they attack with the other Strix, get the Monarchy back, get their Strix back, draw an extra card, and then keep the Monarchy, because I can't get past the Strix that's now untapped. If I cast Cataclysm with Jailer, this is never relevant. I think it has to be like Cataclysm and then like hope to rebuild. While we're on like an 8-turn clock from these Strixes, just keep like basic planes. Doesn't feel good, but I think it's my best out is just drawing lands and spells. We get to Stone Rain them a lot, so it seems pretty reasonable. There's like Force of Will too, whatever. An 8-turn clock. Alright, they just have Force, sure. If that's the case, then my decision doesn't really matter here. We need to answer one of these Strixes, and then Jailer the other. So we draw like a flyer. Yikes. Probably did. Left it on top, huh? No, that's not horrible. Good. think I'd rather not port them than take 2 damage here. I'll leave a Caracas. Get him. Goodbye, Thalia. Oh shit, I should have Croxed it. I'm an idiot. Whoops. It's totally free. I think I'm just casting the sword. Do I still have sword? I don't think I have any equipment yet, right? Could just go get Batter Skull, but I think I like sword more. I just hope they don't have a Snapcaster Mage. Like, unsummon the Stoneforge, then we just get more value. Mostly just praying for no snaps. We get snapped, we're just dead. What is 5 mana in this deck? I'm horrified. Oh, Caked Casualties. Might actually be Jite. So if they kicked a Casualties to kill a Stoneforge Mystic, they didn't find any other removal, right? And if I can get the sword and the Jite on the Stoneforge, then we can actually like just clear all these Strixes, then do something. The Batter Skull's oh, yeah, because if I equip here, go to 6, and get attack down to 4. I think this is like just a really risky play, but I think I just kind of have to go for it. Of like, hope my opponent doesn't find any answers with them continuing to brainstorm. We equip the sword here on our turn, and then untap, like Jite equip, clear all these Strixes and get sword triggers. I think I do this. I actually did to lightning bolt if I use the tomb to equip the Jite as well. I didn't find a removal spell at least. Opponent like just digging for anything. If they find Snapcaster Mage, we're just completely iced. If we find a lightning bolt and we don't find a land, we also like are dead. Like an edict. That kills me. Fatal Push even just kills me. I don't have Pro Black. No, that doesn't kill me. Oh, that kills me pretty bad. Not like actually kills me, but mostly kills me. So we just have to start clearing these Strixes, which means hit them in the face and ping the Strixes, because we're at 4. And just leave them with 9,000 Planeswalkers in play. Just fucking die to those. We could Prelate on 3 to be K-Command, but then they probably only have like 1 K-Command left in the deck. They're probably afraid of a Snapcaster Mage, and we can't really stop that. It's because Snapcaster could just get like they could actually snap Cake Marsh Casualties, which actually wouldn't clear the Stoneforge though, but they could just snap bolt the Prelate if I put it on 3. Put it on 1 to prevent more cantrips. 1, 2, 3, 4. They have cast 5 cantrips, though. I could just recruit something, but my jailer's already dead. Could recruit, like, Revoker and cast it technically, and then I'm just going to lethal range. I'm already dead to Bolt, actually. Maybe I should put this on 1. So go down to Lightning Bolt. If my opponent finds Snapcaster Mage, we literally just died to hit me with Baleful Strix, Snap Bolt in my face. So at least this prevents that. Can't cast the Ponder. We also can't, like, draw cards off of our sword because of the Narset. Oh, right. They can just get back Strixes forever, can't they? Fuck me, huh? I don't even know what's happening anymore. Seems like kind of an odd time to unsummon that Prelate, but okay. So we technically, like have to clear this Lily, right? But then we go to 1, and then we just like can't answer these Strixes. Because the Lily just buys back the Strix again. We're at 3. We have 1, 2, 3. Access to 4 mana. We could recruit nothing particularly helpful. We could recruit like Flicker Wisp, but Flicker Wisp would just get like Jace Bounce to attack for lethal. Assuming they haven't like Stone Cold, nothing else. I probably just have to replay Prelate on 1, but then they like minus the Jace on it again and probably kill me. Probably thinking too hard for a match that I just can't win. I could technically gain a life by pinging a Strix instead. I think pinging the Lily is better though. I think we're just like dead. We're so low. Like current, like we're dead. Like as the board stands, like we can't actually beat 2 Baleful Strixes. We need to draw a. Oh, they found Cold Square. We're literally dead. They just Cold Square in my face. Interesting final game there. We tried our hardest, but both games 2 and 3 were really bad just because our early game was just terrible. Our early game did nothing. We just like sat on our hands and like drew 3 files and shit. That's definitely how you lose to Grixis as Death and Taxes. If you give them the opportunity to set up, like you're very rarely going to actually manage to win the late game. And our hands were like pretty clunky at trying to stop that. It did not help that my opponent found the 3rd Strix. We were actually set up to like be able to win that game too, but then my opponent found the 3rd Strix. The 3rd Strix was like devastatingly bad for me because our plan involved Palace Jailer. Sorry, inputting data. Didn't expect to find a match that fast. Seems pretty good. Tropical Island. What year is it? Classic. Kind of just want to waste some of this. I'll play vanilla. There's always next turn. Interesting. That makes the batter skill draw way better. We're just gonna plow the Arcanist and Wasteland the Grove? Grove has to mean Punishing Fire, right? And Punishing Fire is bad for me. Like, so I think Wastelanding the Grove feels better. Wastelanding the pond, or Wastelanding the island could possibly cut them off with blue, which is also reasonable though. I think this, yeah, this hand is definitely like reasonable at beating Punishing Fire. I think I'd rather go for the island. I think it just has more upside. Snapping Tropical Island. I guess I'm supposed to play Plowed on their upkeep or something, right? Play around Force of Negation. It's a card that exists in the format now. And they didn't have blue mana, so it's not like they're untapping the Spell Pierce. Man, if they have P-Fire, I'm going to be real sad. But I'm also happy I didn't wasteland it. Alright, we untapped, we did it. Do I wasteland again, or do I play it 2-drop? I kind of want to just play the Stoneforge. Leave up my file for revoking something. If they didn't have force, they probably would have forced the plow. I like just jamming the Stoneforge Mystic. Oh no, do they have a force? I don't feel like an idiot when they force a will my Stoneforge Mystic. Rip. Force pitching Shardless. Okay, they're that silly Crash of Rhinos deck. Alright. Well, rip, I just tossed my clock in a garbage can. Spinning a wheel. Oh, they're a different silly Crash of Rhinos deck, huh? Am I getting crashed? Yeah, not Crash of Rhinos, Crashing Footfalls, whatever. That makes Rhinos. Oh, I'm revoking. Dak Faden? Ren 6? This probably isn't a Ren 6 deck. I think I want to get this file. Just put this in a name like Jace. I guess Jace makes sense. They're trying to like Shardless into shit. Let's draw like Flicker Wisp. My name Dak. Yeah, that's reasonable. I guess Dak loots, and then you can loot the Crash into the graveyard, and then Dreadhorde Arcanist it. Not unreasonable. Is there even a point of wastelanding this Volk now that they have an Asfertold in play? Do I just want to start building towards casting Batterskull? Man, I really wish I had a Stoneforge Mystic that I could have filed in. Like, not an idiot. Really didn't think they had a force. Take a million here. Draw a Flicker Wisp, please. Deck minus a little dice on our board. I mean, they get to like take the vial, I guess, and then we can clear it. Oh, there's a deck. Yeah, they're just gonna loot. Boldly attacking with both. Oh, they have another Crash. Alright, we're super dead. So to say, boldly attacking with both Rhinos into like a vial on 3, but yeah, now I think we just super lose. It's getting like completely demolished. I don't think our Stone Forge was saving us from just like 16 power of creatures. I think we're just Dobbs, or not like literally, but mostly. Like I don't think there's a card we can draw that wins us this game. Oh no, we are Dobbs because they have trample. We had like block with their mom too, but yeah, we're dead. As Foretold is a weird addition to this deck. Probably have like Ancestral Visions. Chalice seems pretty good. Just like Chalice on 0. Judgment hits walkers and Arcanists. Kata, probably not. Needle doesn't do anything. Maybe this Path of Exile. Yeah, these guys seem good. Jailer doesn't seem excellent. Revoker seems subpar. It does hit Dak Fade, notably. They do have like Dax in their deck. I just don't know how much, like, what parts of the game plan we're supposed to be trying to stop. I think the 4/4 Rhinos are more concerning. I mean, Dak's kind of annoying with our equipment deck. But, like, all these other cards are good. Avengers, medium. Blocks are canonist, but they're probably like bolts and shit. They have Groves. They have to have like P-Fire, right? I'm actually supposed to bring in like Rest in Peace if they're like a P-Fire Dreadhorde Arcanist deck. There's no reason they have Grove in their deck unless they're also punishing firing me, right? Relic Order, the As Foretold. Don't know how to develop that. 4 equipment D2. I don't like 4 equipment in the main deck at all. You can play in the sideboard, like, but 4 equipment in the main deck just feels like way too much for me. Especially like the Blue-White Sword is not like excellent against a lot that like sort of Fire and Ice isn't great against. The main decks you actually want the Blue-White Sword in against are like Miracles, Blade, and like the Mirror, but I feel like this might be a Rest in Peace matchup. Arcanist plus what is undoubtedly punishing fires. Just like cut all my fucking Revokers. We don't need this garbage. Avenger seems like it might actually be bad. Let's try that. Talk about the Blue-White Sword of Legacy tonight. What was the consensus? Am I supposed to play Chalice on Zero in this matchup? Am I supposed to keep this hand? I think I'm supposed to keep this hand. It says the Vial mostly. Where's the new Legacy All-Star Give Reverence? I don't see it in the deck. Don't worry, it's there, Tyler. Let's just look harder. I mean, there's no reason to Chalice on 0 yet, right? I can just Chalice on 0 later. Because this is not very impactful with Best Sword. Yeah, mostly agree with that, I think. Like, they're not going to cast a 0 drop on turn 0. So, or on turn 1, so. And before, like, Mox, As Foretold, Crash. Well, there's an Ancestral Vision. That's what I figured. If you're playing As Foretold, you definitely have, like, 8 Suspend cards in your deck. It's getting a little awkward. We'd also like Prelate on 0, notably, so we can like Chalice on 1 if we want. Just draw a white source, make my life easier. Moto lag, stop. Moto. Oh, nice, white source. 3 counters. This is the as foretold turn, though. I guess it's not because we're not Schadenport. And then next round, my next will be like Chalice on 1 plus Prelate. So let's just let go again. Brainstorm, sure. Yeah, I kind of like the idea of slamming Chalice on 1 and getting the Prelate on 0. Probably makes the Prelate really hard to remove. Defended by the Chalice. Ugh. And the Prelate should still hit the Ancestral Vision. Probably grabbing Sword with this with this Stoneforge too. Sword would also help protect the Prelate. Stop fetching basics, you jerk. Fiery is lit. Can't actually wasteland that currently. Cycle of a draw card. It's gotta mean red and 6s in their deck, right? Doesn't make any sense though, right? Red and 6 doesn't really feel like it is in this build at all. Wait, have we seen any actual green cards? No, right? It's like maybe this is just like value because they're a blue-red deck. Yeah, we got like actual nothing in Modern Horizons. I was a little bit surprised. They could have a loam on the board. I don't even know anymore. This deck is madness. Let me untap. Don't kill my Stoneforge. Don't do me like this. Decided to try Goblin of Modern. Now, yeah, I've seen a couple people that were chattering about Modern Goblins. All right. So what's our plan here? Play Chalice on 1, activate Stoneforge, and have Prelate ready to violin. I think I like that. I think I like Chalice on 1. It's possible I want the redundancy of like Chalice on 1 or Chalice on 0 and Prelate on 0. I don't think so. Yeah, I'm gonna bolt Stoneforge. We're just gonna put in a Batter Skull. It's possible maybe I wanted like to try to violin the Prelate on 1 and Chalice on 0. It's more mana efficient, but I don't know. So if they just like cast as foretold here, then I'm responsible violin Prelate. It's not important. Therapy to Elves player. I have 2 natural orders. Oof. Dak Faden. Talk about oof. They're gonna take though. They take the Batter Skull, but they can't. They'd have to equip it to something to get. Or they still keep hitting them, but still kind of an oof for sure. Then it resolves. We can't stop it. Gotta pay 3, put it back in my hand, but. We also just could like Wasteland port them out of the game, right? We could like Wasteland, and port now. They also might not know how it works. Yeah, that's also true. damage your recruiter, which is also the nuts. This is sad if they have a 2-drop removal spell. Yeah, like a Punishing Fire. And they get to cast their Ancestral Visions. Good job bullying elves, Lackey. No one wants to see that shit. So now they're technically at the 3 mana they need to make me pick up the Batter Skull if that's their plan. Wait, no, we're just going to get Flicker Wisp, right? We're just going to recruit Wisp. And we just wisp the Batter Skull back. Yeah, never mind, this is completely fine. Everything is under control. Not going to cast the Mom into the Chalice. Like I was briefly thinking about. Oh man, I can probably make the Punishing Fire with the Batter Skull. Busted. They don't. Interesting. So am I supposed to flicker my Batter Skull? No, I'm not. Hang on, I'll read that in a second, Lackey. I'm trying to figure out exactly how this game's going to play out. Pashalik Mons. Oh, did you just like body them? Screw Prospector plus Mons. Jeez. Yeah, that is pretty busted. Yeah, Mons is very horrifying. Yeah, taking the skull was actually like kind of hilarious. It's possible, like I think Lundell did mention, it's possible my opponent didn't know how the effect worked. Wow, that's not what I was expecting. Do I cash in my Wisp for a different card? Oh no, I can't because it's a split second. I can't do anything. That's something too. Could be anything. So I don't want to allow them to get to 5 mana. Actually, I don't really care if they get to 5 mana. Then we just win if they like equip and attack. Because we don't just win because they have no elements. But I was thinking about if I cast my recruiter here and just like found a 3-drop, but it probably doesn't matter. Play Sword Power Recruiter. I mean, the recruiter just dies, right? It's possible I wanted to play the sword instead of porting, though. Yeah, if they want to return Batter Skull mana, that's completely fine, because I have a Flicker Wisp. And then I just flicker the Batter Skull. Now we have lethal, unless they have like a force. Because we can recruit for a Flicker Wisp. Alternatively, we can just attack, but I don't know how much I like that plan. Because I could just attack and like just like cast Mother of Runes and actually like, get stuff. Probably safer. They have 6 cards in their hand. They haven't cast a Forcible this game at all. Yeah, I think I'm just attacking. I also do think I probably wanted to play the sword last turn instead of porting. It's a line I haven't considered. Casting Mom Chalice on the table. Yeah, that's true. I literally said like 3 turns. I'm like, I'm not casting the Mom into the Chalice this time. They did buy back the punching card this time. Interesting. I'm just gonna teleport them. It's like 10 with all the red mana. Like double P fire. Don't think I port again, right? Or maybe I do. I don't want to let them like play Grove here. I'll force them to have it. Alright, well we have Recruiter. Let's recruit another Wisp the Batter Skull. Or draw another land, kill them. Or if this Chalice Wall is actually any good. They are a Bolt deck, but they're also a P-Fire deck. Maybe I should have played it on 0. Actually, if we draw a land, they just die because we equip the Batter Skull and just have lethal. They conceded. We did it! Ugh. Now we go to game 3. Guess this mess. Alright, what's happening here? They almost assuredly have Ren 6 in their deck. Yeah, I think Chalice almost exclusively goes on 0 in this matchup. I think they have cantrips and bolts. Hang on. I saw someone with an iteration of this deck somewhere. I'll go back and find it on Twitter. I don't remember who, though. Yeah, I got nothing. Maybe I just don't even want these plows. My opponent had a Sulfur Elemental. We probably want a removal spell still. Yeah, I think we can grind out the... Like, Chalice on 0 and like a Prelate on 2 seems really hard for them to beat. Is it possible... I want some number of Revokers in, especially after seeing Sulfur Elemental. Is it possible I want to like cut some of my X1s? It's possible I want Needle for like... Also, because they have the cycle lands are probably a Ren 6 deck. And Ren 6 also incentivizes you to cut your X1s. Maybe Jailer is good enough. The matchup was like weirdly grindy. It's just like really embarrassing against the actual Rhino card, but sort of 16 a lot of play. It's seen a lot of experimentation for sure. I don't know if it actually has a home other than like a... Like, it feels really clunky, and like if my opponent's playing it, it just feels like kind of out of place, but it seems to be making a home in Loam, and like maybe unearthing like a couple of random archetypes. I almost wonder if it's like a Cataclysm matchup. Probably not, though. How many Rhino do you think they have? I think they're on 4. I think if you're playing Ancestral whatever, or no, the 3-drop. What is it called? As Foretold. I think you're playing like 4 and 4, or like 3 and 4, or 4 and 3. Maybe I want to cut some number of Moms against like the P-Fire deck on the draw. Or, like Thalia's. Let's try this. Oh yeah, I've seen the Rug Delver playing Ren 6 apparently. Please make Rug Delver playable again. Signed, a Death and Taxes player. Sounds good. Okay. This hand doesn't have any tools to beat their unfair shit. Like, if my opponent's, like, making Rhinos on turn 3, then we're probably in for kind of a whooping. Oh, well, they're making rhinos on turn 5, which is definitely less scary. We also now have 2 plows, so technically we can deal with some amount of rhinos. The rhinos are coming. Please no. Oh, Sylvan, that's pretty bad for me too. Sylvan's a good magic card. Yeah, we could be 2 rhinos. Ooh. I dig that. Yeah, rhinos are very slow, if not cheated out. But, I mean, this is a slow matchup. I'm sure, like, suspending rhino on turn 1 is like a perfectly fine play. Next turn, we're probably just like gonna Stoneforge or something. Man, if we just get like Sulfured, I guess if we get Sulfured, it's not that bad. We can plow it, and our Stoneforges are X2s. What am I grabbing? Probably Batter Skull and Sword. What's up, G Lavamancer? Playing against some crashing footfalls right now. So some silliness and legacy going on. I feel like Dak my Via. I kill it with Thalia. Those they can't Dak because Thalia checks. Rude. Consider Body and Mind a Palace deck. I think Fire Knights might still actually like be better. G Lavamancer, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Yeah, some Dreadhorde Rhinos. Alright, let's run out of Stoneforge Mystic. Go get Sword. Spoilers, Fire Knight. Yeah, Fire Knight is always better. Fire Knight is just the best card. The best equipment. Or I guess the best sword, not the best equipment. I can hear the footfalls. They're getting closer. Gonna have to plow some rhinos here. We can also wisp one next turn. I'll have the Violent 3, which will be nice. Alright, no Grove. I like to see that. I'm glad they played their land before casting this Brainstorm, because if they drew a Grove, they could like buy it back, kill the Stoneforge. Not sure even how good that is for them. Obviously, they need to clear this, but then I vow another Stoneforge, get Batter Skull, untap, put it in. But fair point. They could find a fetch. Yeah, they could also just done that. Oh, are we getting more footfalls? I mean, I can't do anything about this, so sure. Man, if I like a Thalia, just fucking get him. Oh, we're just getting bolted? That's totally fine. we can beat that. Then they cascaded past their as we're told. So they're just using the start list to clear the brainstorm, I guess. Maybe they'll ancestral me. That'd be nice. Let's tick up this vial. Let's play a second vial. Do I want to be able to get plow this turn? The footfalls are crashing. I think I'd rather develop a second vial, though, and put in this Batter Skull. I don't necessarily need to kill the other rhino yet. I think if I'm just doing this. There's the Rest in Peace in my deck? I think I do. I think I did board that in, for better or for worse. The footfalls have arrived. Thank God they don't have haste in flavor of like actual suspend mechanics. Maybe the WotC actually tested that and we're like, wait a minute, that's kind of fucked up. With like as for total electro dominance, that sort of thing. One knows a lot of mana. Makes me nervous. Dread Horde. We probably need to plow that. Don't want them getting more rhinos. I only have 2 cards left in hand, though. Ooh, tapping all the way down, huh? This might change what we end up doing here. Okay, there's looting. So we're just going to clear the deck. So we're going to put in the Wisp, kill a Rhino, put in the Sword, untap, equip the Sword, clear the deck, plow the Arcanist. Sucks that we don't get the Sword trigger, but... If your opponent's deck, I have pack 1, pick 1 to run in 6. Draw like another Flicker Wisp or something. Oh, well, it's okay. Let's just leave up the plow if we want. Let's clear the deck. Clear the Dread Horde Arcanist. And then we're okay. I'm starting down a Rhino that we could plow if we want to. I don't think I need to yet. I think I'd rather hold on to this plow's insurance for like another Arcanist or something. We don't want them like flashing back, crashing footfalls and ancestral vision and stuff, just going crazy. We can beat a 4/4. We can't necessarily beat 2 more 4/4s in an ancestral recall. The random card off library is probably worse for you than the rhino. Yeah, probably. Digging deep. I hope they didn't find another deck. Taking my sword would be very bad. That's more beatable. They do get to shatter my sword, but they don't get to steal it, which would have been much more unfortunate. Maybe now we plow the rhino. We have Batter Skull, though. Taking 6, going to 12, it's kind of a lot. Oh, wait, I'll hold off. Oh, well, that suddenly gets worse. Might want to plow this rhino now. So draw land, we need to cast Batter Skull. Yeah, we just like took 4 damage. Good sequencing on the opponent's side here. Yep. Punch. Really hope my opponent doesn't have a deck. But if they had a deck, they would have decked the... they would have decked the sword, not Cindervinesed it. card we're really trying to beat. It's not bad. It just cycles you into your next card. Seren. Oh, Braid. Ugh, that's rough. Ugh, that's really rough. Empty board. My opponent has a Grey Ogre and a Sylvan. I have 2 files. We just draw Recruiter of the Guard. They deck our Batterskull Sylvan to a Germ. Yeah. Yep. Until they activate its ability or equip it. That happened in our game too. And we just beat them to death with the Batterskull that my opponent owned. Because it was still attached to our Germ. Oh no. That's not good. That's just lethal, right? Next turn? Because we have to take this, go to 8. We draw like a creature, but. And since they have lethal. This just gives them more Sylvan fodder too. Recruiter of the Guard probably doesn't even do it at this point. That certainly doesn't do it. Rough. Matchup doesn't feel particularly bad. All things considered. It feels like, I don't know, maybe we like we're overperforming that matchup because like on paper it seems like our deck would kind of get like hoisted by that deck, right? It's like a pile of removal spells. I have to assume there's a Renin 6 somewhere in there. There's like no other reason they would be playing the cycle lands randomly, right? But like Dax a bummer, Bolt's a bummer, Punishing Fire's a bummer. Like all these cards are just like horrendously bad for us. But like all those games were, I don't know, the game one wasn't close. We just got like bodied beyond space and time. I think game 2 would have been like a much more landslide in our favor if I wasn't bad. Back in the business of slowing leagues down to a crawl. I do my best. Yeah, these past 2 matches have been like taking forever. Grixis control and then like Rhino bullshit. Because Death and Taxes is probably one of the better fair decks at dealing with the Rhinos. So like, trying to figure out where I feel about like that matchup. I think it's fine, but I feel like it shouldn't be fine, you know. But like from playing through my very small sample size of that one league, like if your opponent's sideboarding Sulfur Elemental, it's usually because they don't have a good Death and Taxes matchup. I mean, it could just like be for Mentor, but generally the people that sideboard Sulfur Elemental are people that can't be Death and Taxes. It's like Dread of Night. It seems like they brown Mentor deck. Yeah, it seems like they shouldn't have that much of a concern against the Mentor decks. But like they're also the Bolt, Punishing Fire, Abrade, Cindervine's Dak Fading deck. Like how is it? Like if you put it like that, how is Death and Taxes ever supposed to win? Seems okay. Shot and Port filling in for the 2-drop. I enjoy all the colors except for white. Well, I enjoy white, so it works out. I don't even enjoy like white that much, like as a color in Magic. Oh, this is just Enchantress. I just like the deck. I like Death and Taxes. Sanctum Pearl is going to be good. We probably just want to jam that on turn 3. Probably put it on. Does anyone know Enchantress? I think I'm supposed to put it on 1 or 3. Does anyone know shit about Enchantress? I think it. Alright, at least I got the right. I guessed the correct numbers. Just a question of like which one do I think is better right now? Dryad Arbor? Sure. I think I want 1. 3 turns off the Enchantress, or like half their, not half, but turns off the 3-mana Enchantress card. But 1 turns off so many of their like mana thingies. Draw Dolly or something to make my life easy. I mean, having Stoneforge here isn't that bad. Ooh. What are the odds that I actually want to plow the Dryad Arbor and port this Utopia Sprawl this turn? And just like Vial in the Prelate next turn? I feel like I just want to plow the Dryad Arbor and port the Utopia Sprawl land. Just like send them back to the Stone Age again. I think I like that more than just jamming the Prelate. Then next turn we'll figure out if we want to put the Prelate on 1 or 3. We get Sword, I think. Sword lets us, there makes our Roshan port worse. Requires more mana investment. So like we could get Batter's Gold, but Sword also like digs us. Alright, last call for numbers for this Sanctum Prelate, because it's definitely coming in next turn, unless something like very drastic happens. I think I do want Sword. Batter's Gold is worse for Elephant Grass, I suppose, which doesn't matter if I put the Prelate on 1, but... Alright, what's happening here? Prelate on 1. Hold back. We can hold Flickerwist to like beat like the Words of War or something. Word, whatever. There's like a 3-drop that prevents me from damaging them, or like some of their Ghostly Person effects. We can like punch through damage with the Wisp if we need to. I think I want to get the Sword on line rather than port them. I don't think I'm worried about a 3-drop. I think I just want them to, yeah. Like I don't think I'm like super worried about it. The 3-drop is the thing. I think I'd rather like stop them from like chaining as many cantrips as I can, which would be hitting 1s, right? Hitting 1s hits the most. Yeah, stop them from drawing as many cards as they can. I could also put it on one and Flicker Wisp this Forest out on step and just kill Utopia Sprawl. I don't leave a sword on one. Which probably means just cast it so we get the extra damage from attacking. Attack with both, cast the sword. Vial and Prelate, put it on one, say go. That seems fine. Vial's probably worth landing because you're a recruiter. Like this turn exactly. Like this Vial's gonna take forever to tick up, right? I think the 1 point damage might be more worth than the Vial. Maybe not. Am I putting the Forest or am I putting the Sword in play? God, Enchantress is just such a fucking mess to play against. Play Vial, port Forest, don't put in the Sword, just attack for 2. Put in the Prelate on 1. I guess it doesn't suck. Cuts them off with a whole lot of mana. Yeah, maybe the plan is still mana denial. At least until next turn, I can like maybe Flicker Wisp the Forest. We're just gonna like attack the mana hard. Maybe attacking with Mom. Attacking with Mom gets wrecked by like Ring or like Journey to Nowhere or whatever creature removal shit they have. Oh no, that's just Enchantress's presence. Ooh. Now we can play an equipped sword, or we can keep putting this Utopia Sprawl land. How does the clock change? If I hit them for 4 extra this turn. Probably want to start leaving up Mother of Runes. So it hit them for 4, 6. That's a 3-turn clock. Yeah, I think I like that. Just like punch them in the face. Hey, second Mom. Could also Flicker us out this Forest if we want, but I don't think I want to. Unsure. I Whisper to deny Doomwake. Doomwake's a 1-of, we'll be fine. I'd have to go look at like the actual deck lists to figure out what how many like actual 1s versus 3s they have Tuxdev. Like I'm not familiar enough with Enchantress list to see exactly like what putting on 3 versus putting on 1 would actually nail down. Because they're like obviously like casting 903. Yeah, this is the card we wanted Flicker Wisp for. But now we need to build up a killing lethal board state first, right? We only have 6, 7, 8, 9, which is not quite enough. Actually, no, wait. 6, 9 unblockable. We would attack with everything. We'd force them to block with this Argonathine Enchantress. That's not good enough, right? We need to get like 1 more creature in play. Because we could pro-green the Prelate. And that would be 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then they block with the Mother of the Stoneforge. Yeah, it doesn't quite work. We just draw like any creature, we can kill them next turn. A little unfortunate that we actually like missed 1 damage leaving the Mom up and we could have lethaled them. Yeah, I didn't do anything. I didn't do that math. Maybe I should. No, I didn't. I didn't factor in drawing the mother versions because we didn't know that. Otherwise, we would not have had the extra 1 damage. The extra 1 damage wouldn't have mattered. Discard their ones because they can't cast them. Let's put mana. This seems scary. Being like Doomwaked. Probably can't beat that. Yeah, we can't beat that. Yeah, now we're just dead, right? Yeah, we're likely dead. I think you can beat that if you chain wisps. Can we? We can't even like attack through a 4/6, right? Man, my opponent is excellent at drawing Enchantress's present. Or reporting Sanctum out because I just wasn't paying attention. I was thinking I was dead. We can't like attack through a Doomwake. Like, how do we chain wisps? Draw like plow for Doomwake into. The fuck does this do? I don't really care about that. It's just a 5/5, right? Wisps fly. Yeah, you put the sword on the wisp. I guess if we like flicker out solidarity and stuff, equip attack, have a second. Well, now we also. I guess this is only sorcery speed. I don't know why I'm not just F6 here. Maybe I'm supposed to like. Oh, are we just dead? Everyone have something like second Doomwake, some shit. Can my opponent kill me? Sure, that does literal nothing, opponent. Yeah, I mean, I guess it draws them like 9,000 cards, which isn't nothing. Or they're trying to like clear the prelate. They have one more. I mean, I assume they have one more enchantment to cast, right? With 6 mana. So I guess we're kind of priced into just going for it on instep. Alright, no, I'm better than this game. Opponent didn't manage to make me look like a total idiot by casting like 5 straight 3-drops after I put a prelate on one. But obviously that's like pretty results oriented, and like they had like a bunch of like wild growths and elephant grasses and stuff in their hand that they could have also gummed up my plans with. So I'm sure like it was necessarily the wrong decision, but definitely a sequence of events that didn't end up great for me. Augers don't actually do anything. I mean, they do though, right? They like draw a bunch of cards, and my opponent just happened to have like 3 enchantresses, whatever's. Rogue doesn't do a lot, right? It only like does things with Helm. Mom's pretty medium, so I'll cut the. Oh no, we don't want these. Probably cut the GT. GT seems like it sucks. He doesn't do anything either, right? Surgical? Surgical Sarah Sanctum isn't enough? I don't know if it's something. Surgical is bad, but I usually board it in. That's about where I was at with it. Probably better than like Phyrexian Revoker, right? Go on, Container. Container Priest doesn't actually have their green suns, right? Do they play 4 green suns Zenith? They play 2 green suns Zenith? Maybe not. I've got 3 cards, what? Just call my Revokers. Call it a day. This looks fine, right? Usually wishes I green sun. I mean, they did literally green sun for the Dryad Harbor that game, but I found a list that probably looks similar to what my opponent was playing. Also, yeah, they have like 17 1-drops and like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 3-drops. 17 is a lot of 1-drops to turn off. Double Vial into Sword. We got Wasteland. So this maybe not a keep. It's top deck like Thalia. It's not bad. What do we got, opponent? Just that thing, sure. Do I need do I need to stagger these vials? In case I draw like a mom. So I think we're gonna leave them end them up on 3 and 2 next turn. So yeah, I think we'll stagger them. All right, what chat? What are we putting the prelate on now? They haven't cast a single one yet. Guess I'll let them. I'll figure it out next turn. Elephant Grass, huh? I feel like I do want to put it on one to like. Do they miss a land here? No. 2 Elephant Grasses. It's a lot of Elephant Grass. Maybe we put it on 3 now. Hit a lot of the gas bill. We even could like not unreasonably put it on 2. If they had the Enchanters and Presence, they would have cast it there. Yeah, they're just cycling them. Does that mean I want to put the prelate on? They had name 2s, so yeah, I was just looking at that. But they have like even less 2s than 3s or 1s. 3 cuts off Estrig's Invocation, if that's a thing, because that looks horrifying to be. Enchanters and Presence is the big one, which I don't think they have yet, or they might have to find it off of these draws, but they would have cast it instead of 2 Elephant Grasses if they had one. Oblivion Ring and like the Singleton Solitary Confinement are also hits, but like hitting 4 Abundant Growth, 2 Elephant Grasses, 4 Utopia Sprawl, 4 Wild Growth is also not nothing, once again. Prevents them from like cycling a bunch. But at the same time, all they do is cycle, right? It spins their wheels. We have port to like keep down Utopia Sprawl and shit, which, and like this Wisp can try to keep down Utopia Sprawl. The answer is 3. Just second guessing myself a bunch here. I really don't know what the correct answer is. My inclination is 1 for sure. 3 turns off my Council Judgments. I have 3 of them in my deck, so I think I think I'm gonna put it on 1. Putting them on 1 turns off like nothing in my deck. Turns off like the other 2 Aether Vials. I'm keeping that one, sure. I was probably supposed to equip. That was just free last turn, right? Not free, take 2 damage, but life total doesn't exactly matter. I'm gonna have to wasteland that. Which means I can't actually attack because I didn't equip last turn. Whoops. Yeah, I'd rather just port them, I think. Like, didn't even cast anything this turn. They're definitely stumbling here. I'm supposed to like sit on this Wisp or just try to rush them. It's probably a 3-turn clock already, so probably just sit on it. What's up, Cubs fan? I guess Flickrips actually turns into a 2-turn clock. Force them to block like next turn. Yeah, especially because they're just like missing on lands. We have Chalices on the board for them. Yeah, we do have Chalices. Would rather have like Ethos ones for this one. It doesn't really matter to flicker out. It does change the clock from 3 to 2 turns, which is definitely not, or which is definitely notable. They're just not doing anything. They just didn't actually cast any spells last turn, which means I think I just want to beat the shit out of them. Which also means I should have put in the Wisp on my own end step to prevent them from like having, I don't know, man, that means they can't even chump block. I'm glad I didn't put my Prelate on 3 for this exact reason. Should probably stop playing lands. Hey, we did it. Now we gotta go game 3. Ugh. I'll draw against Enchantress. Did like a real clunker that time too. Let's consider what our options are now. We got a little bit more time. I don't think any of our sideboard cards are any good. I don't think a Tamer Priest is worth it against like 2 Green Sun Zeniths and nothing else. Why is Surgical good? I'm unsure if it's actually good, but you can Wasteland their Serra Sanctums and surgically extract them, which also isn't nothing. Though this list I'm looking at is only playing 2 Serra Sanctum, which is kind of horrifying. Which means that Surgical is like actually unplayable dog shit. If they're on like 2 Serra Sanctums. Am I just like not with it at the times on these Enchantress lists? Third in the board. There's no third in the board in the one I'm looking at. A minute and a half. You guys can see this list too. Yeah. Yeah, they just got 2 Serra Sanctums. I don't know why they wouldn't like be wishing for one. Push non-functional. Yeah, we kind of just need to like get them dead. This is a matchup like where Sword of Fire and or Sword of War and Peace is randomly really relevant because it just like punches them in the face. Yeah, I don't think the Surgical is actually good. This deck doesn't even have a Sterling Grove in it. I think Sterling Grove is probably old hat. Oh, I just like the 4th Mystic again. I can go for like a singleton removal spell or some shit to clear up random Living Wish garbage. I think Jailer plus like Triple Judgment is probably good enough for that. How good is this hand? Pretty good. Cataclysm's just like insane, right? Cataclysm's like one of the only ways we actually fucking win this game. And we have turn 2 Thalia. It's probably worth it. And hopefully if they answer my Thalia, then we can just cast the Cataclysm on 4. Green Sun. Utopia Sprawl. Wild Growth. Sure. Oh shit. Combo City. I hope it actually does something. It's hand is Thalia, Cataclysm, 5 cards don't matter. I mean, I think that's a keep. I could be wrong, but I think that is actually a keep. Thalia stalls us long enough to cast Cataclysm, hopefully, and then we're hopefully in the clear. A lot of hopefullys, but we are playing against Enchantress here, so this looks like Green Sun for Enchantress. Yup. Yeah, I guess I'm supposed to probably play Wasteland there. Okay, you play Flagstones after all the mocking. Adding the 3rd Cataclysm to the board. And like having more matchups where you have to cast Cataclysm in board positions where you're not necessarily going to win the game. Like against the post decks, being able to have the 2nd land post Cataclysm to try to redevelop feels pretty relevant. O-Ring? No, this is an X spell. More Enchantresses. This is good for me if we can live a little bit longer. There's a non-zero chance that I want to Crocus my Thalia. Oh no, I have to Wasteland the Serra Sanctum, don't I, right? Like... There's no way I can just, like, play Aether Vial for 2 on end of turn, bounce my Thalia. There's, like, no way that's a reasonable line, right? But, like, then I'm giving the multiple turns with 4 mana in play still, right? And then how do I beat that? No, well, yeah. Like, there's a line where I just go Wasteland, Aether Vial, leave up Caracas, say go. Cross my fingers, hope I live a turn, untap, like end step, bounce my Thalia, untap Cataclysm them. I think the play to Cat is actually like pretty reasonable when they have double Enchantress here. If my opponent knows my opponent should see the writing on the wall though, because I'm tapping this Wasteland and leaving up Caracas for no reason. Yeah. This is like the most telegraphed Cataclysm in the history of Cataclysms. My opponent might just like flatten me though. We'll see. Yeah, the issue is that if I'm wastelanding this Sarah Sanctum, then I'm like 2 turns off the Cataclysm again, and then I'm just giving them multiple turns with 4 mana in play. Opponent. What are they doing? So we can just use this other Caracas, right? Actually, we like weirdly need white sources. Oh no, I'll keep a Caracas anyway, right? We'd rather keep a bunch of like wastelands and shit. I guess maybe. We have plenty of wastelands. I think I need to keep double white. Keep like one of these forests. From the enchantment. Or maybe they keep the Mirror Sky Island. I don't know. I guess that's fine. Yeah, flagstones. Relevant for the first time ever. So they're gonna try to rebuild, and hopefully we have like Thalia plus Port next turn, plus like Wastelands. To hopefully deny some stuff. I think I call that feeding an explosive turn. Yeah, they luckily didn't have anything to do the one turn we gave them setting up for the Cataclysm. They like didn't do a whole lot, and then we got a pretty sick deal on that Cataclysm, I think. And hopefully we can pressure them enough here with like Ports and Wastelands. Are they casting a spell instant speed? Do they even have those in this deck? No, they're just fetching, sure. Leave the vial on 2. This Avenger. Get some more beatdowns going. Arbor. Probably just wasteland that. Yeah, they know their top 2 cards, so that's probably why they fetched. They were trying to cast a 1-drop there, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we just wasteland this Arbor. Since we have a backup wasteland too. I think we're just plan is just mana deny the shit out of them. So we could grab, if we could put in Stoneforge and grab Batterskull. Not sure on the math there on clocks versus putting an Avenger and keep punching them. Oh no. I guess we can wasteland that. Might end up just putting back in the Thalia right now. Actually, we'll probably put an Avenger here, right? Because we can put in the Thalia after we untap. Wasteland the Krakos. Just want a better clock. Should have bounced and put it back in response. I didn't really want to put it back in, but I guess I could have ruined them from casting a 1-drop. I kind of wanted to get the extra, maybe getting the extra 1 damage on the board. Oh, right, I can't do that. JK. Forever the elephant grass. This way still taxes, but I could have taxed this elephant grass out of there. Luna's probably right. I did want the extra damage on board and still tax them, but they did get to cast a 1-drop, and that 1-drop prevented me from getting any damage in. Oh no, port after the elephant grass. Like a good player. Next turn, I think maybe we took this valve to 3. We just cast the Stoneforge Mystic and still port up. Keep it around, huh? Interesting. No plans to cast things, I guess. We could also hit them for 3 instead and leave the volunteer. Maybe that's better. I'm playing fast and loose with like the actual math of like what gets them dead the fastest. But I do like the accessibility of putting in Stoneforge, untapping, putting in and equipping sort of Fire and Ice, and having access to like Flicker Wisp. That's like a fuck ton of damage. But yeah, they're also this Elephant Grass is like not long for this world. They can't keep paying for it, or else they'll just never cast a spell. It's probably dying like now. Wow, really? Interesting. I guess they keep getting land drops. Let's go get the sword, I think. Yeah, sword's just better for burst damage. Ooh, Council Judgment's nice. Probably not castable right now, but relevant if they find like a solitary confinement or something. But we should be fine here. I think we have a setup so we have lethal next turn. Yeah, I think we have this. They have to sack this, right? I hope they don't. Yeah, they do. But if they go like land solitary, we win. We just have 10 power in the air. They can't. What's it called me? They can't doom wake me. Even if they could, we would still beat it. What's this? O-ring. Does that do anything? Let's find out what it targets. No, it doesn't do anything, so we just flicker whatever it targets, right? Then I just lose. I mean, we have lethal like 900 different ways, but This game is actually over. They're tapped out. I've already played their land for turn. We have super lethal. Whew. Just by luck to fucking start 20 minutes early because I wanted to end the stream, start ending the stream earlier, and then we queue into Grix's control, like rugged fucking grindy ass rhino, shardless rhinos, and then million year long Enchantress game. Just by luck. Where's Enchantress on this list? Gotta be somewhere. I've played against him like once, right? Maybe even a couple times. No. Oh, there it is. Found it. Played against it twice. Now 3 times. Every single time I've lost game 1 and then won games 2 and 3. That sounds about right. Okay. I'll say it's pretty good against humans. Also just like pretty good in general. Alright. If it's a mom, we plow it. If it's anything else, we just play mom. Nothing? What's your hand? Maybe they have a 2-drop to play post-combat. Okay. Thalia, yes. Gotta love when they play Thalia in this matchup. Yeah, they have like 9 million twos, so not like super surprising or anything. You can have that one back. Please replay the Thalia. This is a Palace Jailer? That's not going to go well for you. That's super not going to go well for you. Resolves? Pro-white. Plow. Eddie in chat. No. Yoink. Yeah, we really are bullying Eddie here real bad. This is definitely how you beat humans. I think we're just going to revoke this Hierarch, I guess, and leave up a Plow on the Caracas. Give them lands. Give me them draws. Getting freebootied? Yeah, I guess we'll plow that. It's my GTA. I want to keep it, thanks. Plow and induce concession. If you can't cast another creature here, then that doesn't really qualify. We can Wasteland me. He can hold me off. No, he knows about the other Karakas too. Snap off that block. I guess Saravenger is probably the play here. Is it Saravenger and play second Mom? Lotus Petal at the second Mom? He has 3 cards in hand, one of which is a Thalia. Getting their Mom online is like a little awkward, not really. And we have GT, and we would just like throw Monarchy back and forth even, and we're like pretty ahead on it. Mom G, yeah, I could play the GT and have the second Mom in play. I don't know how much I love that. It's like very mana intensive. Opponent is at 22 though. Like maybe I want to try to get my GT online, but like if they play any creature, I have to use my Mom to get through with my other Mom, right? I guess that then like clears their Mom though. Yeah, I dig it. I actually am kind of okay with it. Maybe we'll just set up a flyer if something goes wrong here. Okay, or they just concede. So we did it! Man, that was Eddie's real bad day with that Palace Jailer. Me sitting there with like 2 plows in my hand and the Mom in play. Woof. Alright. The Humans matchup. Board in probably like these bad boys. Cut all my Thalias. Cut the Prelate. You really do actually like attack their Aether Vials in this matchup. Like maybe Relic. I think I like Relic Order more than a Revoker. If that's like the final cut, something like that. Revoker like dies to Orzhov Pontiff and what have you. Relic Order also like resets the vial. Revoker can hit Hierarch and Leon Relic Order can't, but that's like kind of minimal. Comparatively. I've toyed with like bringing in Cataclysm in the past, but I hate bringing in Cataclysm against vial decks. I don't think it's quite worth it. Jury's still out on whether or not I should be like testing this against goblins, but I just like haven't tested against goblins, so. His hand has magic cards. Like Mom Judgment doesn't suck. Double Crocs kind of does. I think this is a key. Mom can hold off a lot of non-Orzhov Pontiff-y hands. There's a lot of champions of parishes hitting me in the face for a lot here. Crunch for 4. I was in for a Wastelanding. Now I think I'm in for an Aether Vial. And second Mom. And then we're just gonna get like, we're gonna get Pontiff for like the equally bad blowout as last game. I'll probably concede to it Orzhov Pontiff. Oh no. Yeah. A little bit of a hasty concession, but like, we're very behind. We're taking 7, going to 9, and all we have is a Judgment. We can Judgment this Champion of the Parish, but like, rather just, I'm A, I'm tired, B, it's funny after the blowout of game 1, and I know Eddie, so we're just having fun here. And C, like, we're probably less than 5% to win that game at that point. We need to draw, like, a bunch of removal spells in a row. Rather just play game 3 and go to sleep at this point. Ugh, this hand's ugly. I'd probably find a better 6. Anything with like Aether Vial. Ugh, this hand is also ugly. All these removal spells, how do we lose? Man, if this hand is a white source, it's just nuts, right? But we have 2 looks at a white source before we just like whiff and fucking die. Ugh. This is one of those hands that, like, is a 5 gonna beat humans on a 7? We have like 14 white or 15 white sources in the deck, maybe. We need to hit exactly white source in 2 turns. It's probably like over 50% to happen, but like not a huge amount over 50%. Like, how many 5s are gonna win? I don't think there are a lot of 5s that can beat humans. Fuck. Don't worry, we'll draw it next turn. We'll be fine. Fuck. I don't think I'm supposed to waste that in this canopy. We want second land to turn off the vial. Oh man, we really want second land to turn off the vial. No! Oh wait, we have a Roker. Please don't be a Hierarch. Oh, nice. Can actually punish him. There's still a game to be played. We could pat that if we find a white source. I think there's no basics. Oh. This is awkward. I suppose I technically don't have to wasteland this, right? I could just port it. There's no like instant speed shenanigans. Maybe there are. It's really not doing me any good. Just need to find a white source. White source, please. This turn, maybe. Oh, thank God. We're alive. No, we draw Sophie as punishment. Fair. So we gotta plow this, or we gotta path this mom. Taking so many beatings from this champion of the parish, but now we need to hope to find another white source would be nice. Two drop? I can't beat 2 drops. I can't beat that 2 drop, especially. It's so much damage. Yeah, what a wild ass game 3. Alright, we need to draw a white source right now. Fuck. Yeah, second white we can still like second white I think we're like in the driver's seat. We can wasteland this unclaimed territory and Council's Judgment this champion of the parish. Second white here, I think we're like super in the driver's seat. So we could buy a turn here. Wasteland this unclaimed territory and use Containment Priest to keep these vials turned off. And just like chump. But we need to find it gives us another turn to find a white source. Maybe he'll just attack. Yes. Come on, white source. Yes! Yes! We are in it! We are in this fucking game! Alright, feeling good now. Gonna Judgment this Hierarch next turn if nothing else happens. And that's why we keep risky sixes. Because results-oriented thinking doesn't exist. Whew. GG's, Eddie. Oh man. What a weird game to be like the really close tight game. Like games 1 and 2 are just fucking bloodbaths. I never keep that 6 on the plate, you're crazy. What 5 is gonna like ever win the game against humans? Like what are we looking for? Land, plow, Stoneforge Mystic? Or like land, plow, Vile, Stoneforge Mystic or something? That hand had like so many tools to win. Vile, Mom, plow, Stoneforge. Game 1 I was tilted from previous game. It came through on my plate. Yeah, the Palace Jailer seemed like a little risky there. I was a little confused. The game I just hope didn't have a broker. My game 3 hand was very risky. But I didn't want to go to 5 because I felt like none of our 5s were going to win. But it managed to pay off at the last possible moment with that white source. Oh, that makes sense. But then we had Containment Priest, so we did it. But that was a good last game. Games 1 and 2 were kind of silly. Game 3 was also kind of silly, but in a much closer way. Our game 3 hand was Mom, Containment Priest, Path, Council's Judgment, Wasteland, I think. And I was like, if this hand is a white source, it's just nuts. And then we missed for a turn, but drew a Revoker, and then we drew Wasteland. We drew the Port, and then we got to revoke the Vials at least, which bought us a bunch of time, and then we found the white source, and then we found the second white source. That was a fun way to close it out. Yeah, we both kept pretty greedy hands. Yeah, I felt like none of my 5s were just gonna beat humans. So I just kept a really greedy 6. Maybe it's wrong. But it worked out, so it has to be right. That's how it works. No one has ever called me on results-oriented thinking ever. Where's humans on this list? I feel like it's humans 4 times or something. Alright. Wait a second. This is the list. Human. I'll play against human 7 times. This is the 8th time. We lost game 1. No, we won game 1. Alright. Are you done? Yeah, I just finished. We're wrapping up here. We had a really long stream. Regardless of the fact that I started 20 minutes early, we finished at the same time. We just played 3 straight incredibly long matches. But anyway, let's find someone to host. Who's playing Legacy? Mario? Let's host for Mario. Streams like see a lot. Chill dude. Anyway, as always, thanks everybody for coming and hanging out. Hope you had a good time. Hope you enjoyed some Death and Taxes content. We're going to be jamming this list some more as time goes on because we're prepping for a tournament on this paper tournament this weekend and then the format playoffs next weekend. So you want to see this deck get more fine-tuned and get some, watch some hopefully decent Death and Taxes play. We'll be right here. Anyway, as always, if you want to support the stream, you can follow, subscribe, donate, etc., etc. You also subscribe to me on YouTube or follow me on Twitter, YouTube. All of these streams that I've ever streamed since like I started like streaming in March, I think, are on YouTube. So just like a million Death and Taxes leagues with a smattering of other stuff. Anyway, I'm tired. I'm going to bed. Go watch Romario. He's playing his 5th match, it looks like. Catch you guys all tomorrow.